As part of our service each week, we take time to talk about generosity. Talk about how God has called us to obedience and giving tithes and offerings to support the mission that He has given us as a church. And this week, I want to talk about something a little different. It's something we're going to do once a month moving forward. But that is to share the financial realities of the previous month of our church with you. Because the reality is this church does not belong to me. It does not belong to the board of administration. This church is our church. And so I always want us to be transparent about our finances, to be transparent about how we're doing as a church. And I got a graphic here that shows our income versus our expenses for the month of June. As you can see, our expenses were quite a bit higher than our income this previous month, as well as year to date. We are definitely under our target as far as where we're hoping to be with giving versus expenses. And I don't share this with you in any way to disparage you, to discourage you, but just to say, hey, here's where we're at. This is where we're at this point, but also to say, listen, I believe God is faithful. We see that time and again throughout Scripture that God is faithful. He has been faithful to provide for our church, and I believe He will continue to be faithful as we, His people, entrust our lives to Him and take steps of obedience to Him, that He'll provide everything that is needed for His mission here at Oasis Home Church. And so we're going to have an abundance mindset, not a scarcity mindset. We believe there is more than enough, that God will provide the resources as we step out in faithfulness to Him. He'll provide every resource we need to accomplish His mission in us and through us. And so every month we will share kind of where we're at. And I'm sure there will be months where it's exciting, but this month happens to be a little more difficult month. But that doesn't discourage us in any way from trusting God and knowing that He's going to provide. And so I just want to encourage you, if you have yet to take a step of faith in the area of finances, man, there's no greater adventure than to follow Jesus in this way. To say, Jesus, I'm gonna trust that you can do more with my finances that are submitted to you than I can managing it all myself. And so whether you have yet to take that step of faith in giving, if you would call Oasis your home church and you are not yet giving anything, I would encourage you to give something. And if you're giving something to take a next step, whether that's a regular tithe, or if you are giving regular tithe and you feel maybe God is calling you to give above or beyond that, an offering, maybe to missions or just to support the different things that we're doing as a church, I would encourage you to trust Jesus in those areas. And there are different ways you can give here at Oasis. The first is through our website, www.oasishomechurch.com. And right there on the homepage, there is a giving tab you can click on, and you can set up either one-time gifts or reoccurring gifts, whatever works best for you and how you want to go about your giving. You can also just mail that into the church if you'd like, or we can receive that just right there in your home church today. But however you're choosing to engage with generosity, however you're choosing to give, thank you. Thank you for taking those steps of faithfulness, of saying, Jesus, my heart is yours. I trust you. I want to steward well all that you've given to me. And I just want you to know we as a church will steward well what God has entrusted to us. And so we believe God is faithful. We're going to continue to move forward in that way. And again, I just want to say thank you for your faithful giving, because it helps to fuel the mission that Jesus has given us as a church.